Nice. We are live. Awesome. Yeah. Random stream on a Saturday night. Hope you're keeping up. Good job. Whew. I just finished recording a video. I actually did that video last time on the last stream, and yeah, I looked at it and it wasn't great, so I re-recorded it, which kind of sucks because that's one thing I hate is that when you record the video, you can't necessarily tell how good it is until you're done recording it. So, yeah, I had to re-record the video. That was a pain and a half, but whatever. Bonjour Boris, comment ça va? Yeah. Oh well. I was debating doing another stream of like, hey, watch me record a video. But I figured if I did the same stream, another stream about the same video, people would be like, is that all you got? But at the same time, I mean, people who watch the stream will be like, oh, that's not what I remember seeing in the live stream. But oh well. So how's everybody's Saturday going? It's been a long day for me. Has it been? Yeah, it's been a long day. I had work this morning doing warehouse stuff. That was fun. It's good to work with your hands. Then then we're now recording another video and doing a live stream for no reason. So yeah. I do have another video to redo. De rien. Ça me fait plaisir de faire tout ce travail. Donc, ça me fait plaisir que tu apprécies. Merci. I said, you're welcome for thanking me. This says, hi, Caroline. Thank you for all the work you do for us. So I said, you're welcome. I really like doing this job. But I really appreciate you appreciating what I do. Yeah, I need to do more of these study sessions. I've been slacking off. I passed the whole Terraform, and now for work, I don't actually need to do any other certifications. So my brain is in you don't need to do certifications anymore. But I have to go back. I really wanted to do the Cloud Associate. Cloud Associate, no, that's AWS. The Easy 500. And no, you're not selfish. Like it's I think it's good content. So if you benefit from it and I benefit from it, then everybody wins, So there's no selfishness by requesting content or requesting my time. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. So yeah. It's been a long couple weeks so far for me. I was in major pain for the past 3 weeks, so I don't know if I've done many streams in the past 3 weeks, but tooth pain is horrible. I was on ibuprofen for 3 weeks. Now I'm good. Finally healthy. I have to get a root canal, but you know what? Worth it. Worth it. One day, no more pain. Like literally, I got it yesterday, and now I'm no longer taking ibuprofen. So very happy. Not happy that I got it, but yeah, anything in the head pain is the worst. I'm assuming it's just your body's way of saying, hey, this is very close to where you could die. So that's why everything in the head is just very painful. Eye pain and all that stuff. Just I don't know about eye pain, really. It's not really a thing, but it happens. Anyway. So what's new? What's everybody working on? I've had I've had fun at work lately. It's been green check marks on my pull requests every time, so I'm very happy about that. Yeah, that too. There's nothing you can, like, every time I took ibuprofen, took 2 hours to work. At some point I was like, I'm gonna go with opiates. I have some at home, and I was like, this is, I don't abuse drugs. My opiates are from 3 4 years ago, so don't really abuse it, but I don't recommend people do that. This is not medical advice, people, but yeah, I'm not a doctor. I do IT, and I barely know my job, so don't take medical advice from me. But anyway, yeah, work's been fun. Having those green check mark next to your pull requests if you do infrastructure as code, having those checks pass and all that thing working, it's rewarding. But I'm barely a PowerShell doctor. I would love to be a PowerShell doctor, but you know, you know, PowerShell is fun. If people don't, I find it surprising that people, especially sysadmins, don't actually learn PowerShell. Um, it's like, if you have years of experience and you don't know PowerShell, then maybe you should be working on this, right? If you're um, like if you're a sysadmin and you've been a Windows sysadmin for years and you don't know your way around PowerShell, then yeah, I'm judgy. I mean, I get it. It's terrifying. It's but the thing I don't get, and if people on the stream have answers, why are people scared of programming? What is the scary thing about programming? You know, what is WPF? I don't know if I'm humble, but thank you. All great. What is WPF again? It sounds familiar, but I think the Google can help me. Windows Presentation Foundation. Oh, yes. Is that the way to create GUIs in Windows? In an XML fashion or whatever? Trying to figure out. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. Windows Forms is the easiest one for me, I find. Um, I haven't played with WPF, but you know, it's good. That's one thing with PowerShell is you get to. I have written an entire piece of software in PowerShell. Like I wrote a no-code tool entirely in PowerShell, where you would write your code and then you would just um, the PowerShell will be the interpreter for the code, and it will run PowerShell scripts. You can do it with Visual Studio, not code, and then bring it to PowerShell ID. Yeah, I don't have Visual Studio no code. I wonder what's like. I've played with Visual Studio, the regular one, and I'm wondering what the differences are now that really a lot of people just use Visual Studio Code. Um, and I wouldn't be surprised if I mean, I know there's more people using Visual Studio Code now, but um, yeah, people use Visual Studio Code, but I'm wondering how much Visual Studio is getting love from the developer community nowadays. Yeah, there's a stream for that. Not telling you because you know that I obviously there's a stream, but for other people. But I mean, yeah. And yes, I can get the community edition. I know that. Hello, Babatunde. How are you? It's interesting because when I record videos, I'm quite loud when I do that, even though I have a microphone and I have nobody in front of me. I'm kind of breaking my voice every time I record a video for no reason. Um, that's bad. My speech therapist would be very upset with me. Oh yeah, even Microsoft haters love VS Code. I used to think VS Code was a dumb idea until I started using it, and I was like, you know what, this is. But I started writing a blog about that, about my the greatest stupid tools that I found, and I have this habit of jumping to conclusions about tools very quickly and thinking, all right, this is bad, this is good. So one of the tools, the very first tool I'll remember that I was like, this is a dumb tool. Nobody uses that. I learned about this tool in school in like 7th or 8th grade. And I was like, there's no need to learn this tool because I will never use it. Nobody ever uses it. This is not something that is used. And that's this tool that I bought for myself, a caliper. That's the very first tool that I will always remember how adamant I was about not learning this tool. I argued with my father that nobody would use this tool and that really like why isn't a ruler good enough? And now I use it on a regular basis. It is on my desk constantly. If I have to do things for 3D printing, I use this tool. Another tool that I thought I would never use, that I thought was absolutely horrendous and that I would never dedicate time to learning was PowerShell. I thought PowerShell was a horrible tool that had absolutely no future. And even though I was good at it, I thought it was still a bad tool. And now that's really the thing I'm known for, at least professionally at work, is PowerShell. So, yeah. Same with Azure. Azure was a horrible tool, and nobody would ever pay for this. Yeah. I feel like if I am, if I am adamantly against something, odds are I will love it, except RPA. RPA is not going to get any love from me. I actively work on not giving love to RPA. Do I use things like Obsidian or Notion? No, I do have Notion on my computer, and I was thinking of using it. I don't know why. I think Gwen uses Notion, but I started and then I just didn't get into it. So I need to get into it. Glad to hear you're fine, by the way. I did not miss it. I was just speaking. How is it? How do you use Notion? What do you do with Notion? I just haven't found a need, an absolute need for it. Yeah, me neither. Caliper is the best. Like, it's, I don't know. I just can't live without it either. Yeah, no, but I like PowerShell, but that's my point. That's the point I was saying, and you probably wrote this before I made the point. But Yeah, I'm very good at saying something is horrible and I will never learn it and all that stuff. But at the same time, PowerShell 2, in my defense, PowerShell 2 wasn't the greatest. Um, but the thing with PowerShell is I come from a programming background, right? Where I learned C++, then I did um, Java and PHP and uh, JavaScript and all that. And I was judging PowerShell against the C++ benchmark. Like you can do a lot of things in C++. It is fast. It is like probably hundreds of times faster than PowerShell, at least. But um, like an idiot, I did not see the other benchmarks that you could have for a programming language, such as can other people read it? Because in IT, if I start making tools in C++, I can guarantee you that nobody will use that. I can guarantee you that if I leave a company with my PowerShell tools, they will use them until they break and then they will not fix them. So, yeah, but the thing I learned from judging these tools and being, very not self-aware is that just because the tool doesn't fit your definition of good doesn't mean it's not a good tool. If a tool exists, it's because there was a need, and really that's the thing that I learned the hard way, looking back on decisions I made and the judgments I made, is that just because it doesn't fit your definition doesn't mean your definition is correct. So yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, Python is a different tool, right? Python is a great programming tool and it can be used for many things like data analytics and things like that. But in terms of Windows administration or IT administration, Python may not be the language of choice. Uh, I do like Python. Oh, Python is great. It's easy. That's the thing that makes it good, is that it's just easy. Um, not in a like um, pedantic way, but like if you compare Python to other programming languages, it's just so natural, right? You don't have all the fluff that you have in other programming languages, and that's what makes it like a good programming language that everybody likes. PowerShell is also one of those programming languages that doesn't really have fluff. It's straight to the point. You just go straight into like what you want to do. Yep. I actually don't really like Bash. I don't. I'm not a big fan of Bash. I've done Bash. Um, I find it more complicated, but I'm glad too that Microsoft is actually going the open source and cross-platform way. I think I really like that Microsoft is, I guess, distancing itself from Windows and becoming a company that helps people do things more than a company that tries to sell software, even though that's really what they are about. But they've really pivoted their image into, we will help you do things. We will be the resource for you for your compute needs, for your development needs, for your um, team collaboration needs. I really like where they're bringing their image. So they're, I mean, they're still an evil corporation, just like every other corporation. But they're trying to be better and do more good in the world. Oh, okay. Then Thank you for proving me wrong. Yeah, I mean it's possible. There are definitely uh, uses for it. Uh, I use it for data analytics configuration. So yeah, PowerShell is the best. No, I'm kidding. No, Python is great. That's if there's a programming language I recommend people to learn is Python, even though I myself will still stick with TypeScript because I'm a snob. No, I don't know if my voice sounds broken, but it when I hear myself speak, it sounds broken. So I apologize if you hear like this. Yeah, I use it for all the time too for those things like this. Um, yeah, mm, I don't do network stuff, so I can't speak to that. Um, I sit right behind the network people at work, but I don't really deal with that. Network is complicated. Also, it's always the network's fault. So, you know, I don't want to be I don't want to be that person who messes everybody up, right? They do it on purpose too, right? Network. I'm kidding. It's just the easy thing to blame. It's in my case, it's usually just network in general, not DNS. Speaking of DNS, I was trying to do a stitch on TikTok because somebody asked an absolutely amazing interview question, and I really wanted to answer it. And the question is, if you had, how would you explain DNS to a first grader? I thought that was such a great interview question. And I am definitely putting that how would you explain X to a first grader question in my set of interview questions in the future. Because the idea behind that question, and he explained it, is uh, are you able to communicate technical knowledge to a non-technical person? And that's the thing he's trying to see with that interview question. And at the same time, one thing I learned when I was learning how to be a teacher in college was that if you can't explain a concept to a kid in kindergarten, you do not understand it well enough. And that always stuck with me. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do on YouTube is um, hopefully help myself understand concepts better. The difficulty is I don't necessarily know if people on the other end understand it, but I thought it was a great interview question. That's going to be my go-to interview questions. Yeah. Yep. Network engineer, like modify one line, one configuration line, bring the whole thing down. But yeah. I actually saw a tweet today that I really liked about interviews. And that's also something I will do. I mean, if Puma lets me, obviously. Um, if I ever have to interview somebody, is send the questions ahead of time. I never thought about that, sending the questions ahead of time. Like, I mean, to me, it makes sense. I don't know what you guys think, but because at the end, you basically, if you don't send the questions ahead of time, you're basically interviewing somebody under pressure, and you're trying to see how they function under pressure. Now, I guess that makes sense for certain jobs if um, you're going to have a role that is all about having the answers under pressure, like a doctor, right? And you know, being on the spot. But I feel like in IT, especially in tech in general, there's not that many jobs that are under pressure. So really, like if you give people a heads up, you give them the questions ahead of time, then they get to prepare them and give you thoughtful answers. And if they don't know the answer, then they will research it. And you can tell, and the good thing is you can actually tell if you do something like this, you can tell like, okay, this person not only did not understand the concept, but well, my mouth is not cooperating tonight, but they did not bother to check and try to understand the answers. Um, so that was an interesting approach. You learn a lot from other people. I think that's one thing I learned about being on social media and trying to pay attention to what's happening in cloud and you know the world in general. Is that just because we've done things a certain way doesn't mean there aren't other approaches to things, and it's good to learn new things, to try new things, and maybe it doesn't work, maybe it doesn't work for you, but yeah. So it was a day of learning today. So if I learn one day, it's been one thing a day, it's a good day. Yeah. All right. It's almost 10 p.m. People should be going to bed now. Anyway, it's about to be my bedtime. I'm tired. My voice is tired. So I'm just going to call it a short stream. Maybe I'll make it an even 30 minutes, but I'm going to call it a short stream tonight. Anyone has summer vacation plans for the summer? Hopefully we can actually do something this summer. You're a little tired. Je suis fatigué. Yes, I am tired. It's not me that's tired already. Like my brain is ready to go. My brain is here. My voice is just not cooperating tonight. So that's where I stand. I hope so. I hope it's gonna be hot. I hope we can go to the beach. I'm going to France at the end of June, so that's going to be fun too. At the beach. One of the plans is to spend a day at the beach. I don't like that plan, but it's for my family, so I'll do it. Yeah. Hopefully it's hot and I can actually go in the water. If it's too cold, I don't go in the water. Because I'm a wuss. Yeah, tomorrow is supposed to be 95. Echo, what is 95 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
95 degrees Fahrenheit is 35 degrees Celsius.
35 degrees Celsius. Wow. That's not a bad idea. We could go to Saint-Tropez. But we're not going to Saint-Tropez. We're going close south and on the French Riviera, but not Saint-Tropez. Plus, in the summer, Saint-Tropez is full of tourists. We're not tourists. I'm French. My dad used to work in a hotel at Saint-Tropez. Real croissants and cheeses, yes. Yes. That's the goal. We're going to sample the food over there. French Riviera is great. Yep. That's where I'm from. Maybe one day we'll move back there. I don't know. Don't think so, but yeah. All right, anyway. Maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow, but right now, tonight, my voice is saying no to me. So I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to make it an even 30 minutes. And yes, French cuisine is the best. That's where I go. That's where I go for my birthday. French cuisine. All right. See you.